Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. D.D. Kulkarni, working as Assistant Professor of Commerce, Sri L.K. Koth College of Commerce, Sankeshwar, District, Belagavi. In this video, I will take a problem on assessment of firms related to the computation of the total income of the partnership firm, which is a syllabus for a BCom 6 semester in Income Tax 2 of Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi. In this video, I will read out the question. So I have taken a question from 2018 question paper with a slight modification in the dates. The problem is like this. Divya and Kavya are the working partners in a profession firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. The income and expenditure account of the firm for the year ending 31/3/2018 is as follows. Salary to staff 28,000, salary to partners Kavya 60,000, Divya 60,000, total 1,20,000. Interest on capital at 10% per annum, Divya 20,000, Kavya 20,000, so total 40,000 is debited. Then rent paid to partner Kavya 28,000, bad debts 8,000, provision for bad debts 6,000, provision for income tax 16,000. Professional, in this slide, the professional fees credited to the income tax expense account is 2,96,000. Surplus on sale of securities 20,000. Interest from bank fixed deposit 10,000. Interest on deficit capital of Divya at 10% 4,000. And the continuation of the debit side of the income tax expense account is it is debited with the acquisition of patent rights 38,000, loss on sale of plant 2,000, depreciation 14,000. Net profit transfer to Divya at 18,000, whereas Kavya at 12,000, total 30,000. The total of the income tax expense account will be 3,30,000. The additional information is as follows. The fair rental value of the building let out by Kavya to the firm is rupees 20,000. Bad debts written off are in respect of hand loan given to a partner's relative. Depreciation as per rules is rupees 12,000 including the patents etc. The securities sold on 31st/12/2018 for rupees 60,000 were purchased on 1/5/2018 for rupees 40,000. The plant sold in the previous year for rupees 14,000 was of the written down value of rupees 16,000 as on 1/4/2018. This was the only asset in that block of assets. Compute the total income of the firm for the assessment year 2019-20. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. D.D. Kulkarni, working as Assistant Professor of Commerce, Sri L.K. Koth College of Commerce, Sankeshwar. In this video, we will compute the total income of the partnership firm, which is a syllabus for the 6th semester income tax, BCom 6th semester income tax of Rani Chennamma University, Belagavi. So I have taken a question from 2018 May-June question paper. So in this problem, there are two partners and their agreed ratio is 3:2. So the firm is having income from three heads, that is income from profession, capital gain, then interest, income from other sources. So in the problem, the partners are paid salary of rupees 1,20,000. Both are working partners in this problem here. So now let us compute the total income of the partnership firm. So computation of total income of firm. So here the previous year is 2018-19. Assessment here is 2019-20. So So this is a column which is meant for a specific head. So that is each head here. Then here we have got a total income column. So first, now let us compute income from profession here. Here let us write the particulars here. This is a very simple problem which is asked here. So salary to staff, which is an allowable expenditure. So first let us compute income from profession. So the net profit, we should take it as the base figure here. So net profit as per income and expenditure account. As per the income and expenditure account, here we have got two partners. Divya's share of profit is rupees 18,000, and whereas Kavya's share of profit is rupees 12,000. So the total profit that comes to 30,000, which is given in the problem as the net profit here. So to this, let us add in those expenses which are inadmissible. So expenses expressly disallowed. So now let us list out those expenditure and take the sum of the same, and we'll add to this 30,000 rupees profit. So interest on capital, it is given in the problem at the rate of 10%. So as per the provisions here, interest on capital is allowed up to 12% per annum. Then rent paid to partner to Kavya is given as 28,000, whereas in the additional information we have given in the problem that the fair rental value of the building let out by Kavya to the firm is rupees 28,000. It means that so the excess rent is paid by the firm to the partner here. So that the excess rent should be disallowed here. So excess rent in the bracket you write 28,000 minus 20,000, which comes to rupees 8,000 here. Then bad debts, it is given as 8,000. In the additional information, there is a information given that bad debts written off are in respect of hand loan given to a partner relative. So as it is a hand loan given to a partner's relative, so that's why it should be disallowed. In the normal context, say for example, if the bad debts are arising on account of the customers have not paid, then it is allowable. Now in this case, it should be disallowed. So bad debts written. Bad debts. So the bad debts amount comes to rupees 8,000. Then there is a provision for bad debts, so which is not allowable. Any kind of the provision should be disallowed here. So RDD, I will write either RDD or you can also write as a PDD. So that is also 6,000 here. Then provision for income tax. So again this is also a provision here. So it should be disallowed here. So provision for income tax. So that is given as rupees 16,000. Then acquisition of the patent rights. So this is the patent rights here. So it is a capital expenditure. So it should be disallowed here. So you write here purchase or acquisition of patent rights. So you can write in short patents or patent rights here. So that is given as rupees 38,000. Then there is a loss on sale of plant. This is a short-term capital loss is there. So it should be disallowed here. So loss on sale of plant. So how much here? It is rupees 2000. Then there is a depreciation given as rupees 14,000. So now let us look into the additional information here. So the depreciation as per rules rupees 12,000 including plants. So excess depreciation should also be disallowed here. So excess depreciation. So here in the bracket you write 14,000 minus 12,000. So the difference here is rupees 2,000. Then now let us take the sum of this here. So 8 plus 8 16, 22, 22 plus 16, 38, 38 plus 30, 76, 78, 80,000 rupees. So 80,000 plus 30,000, that comes to 1,10,000. So now let us deduct the incomes which are chargeable under the other heads here. So less incomes chargeable under other heads, and exempted incomes credited to P&L account, So now let us look into the credit side of the income and expenditure account. So profession fees are given. This is the income of profession here. Then surplus on sale of securities. So this is chargeable under the head of a capital gain. So as it is not income from business here, so it should be deducted here. So that is surplus on sale of securities. So that comes that is given as rupees 20,000. Then there is one more here, that is interest from bank FD. So this is also chargeable under the head of income from other sources. So interest on bank FD. Interest on bank FD. So that is given as rupees 10,000. So then there is one more income that is given, that is interest on deficit capital at the top 10% to partner Divya. So this is income from business, so it should not be taken here. So because it is a business income, so now let us deduct this 30,000. So the remaining here will be rupees 80,000. So to this now we should add the remuneration which is already paid to partners. Whether it may be working partner or it may be non-working partner also. So here you write add remuneration to partners So here remuneration is paid to salary to Divya. So which is given as rupees 60,000. Then salary to Kavya. It is given as rupees 60,000. So total 1,20,000. Remember, students, this is the remuneration which is actually given by the firm to their partners. In this problem, both are working partners. So when you are adding the remuneration to the profit which is arrived as per, which is computed as per section 28 to 44D, so you should add remuneration paid to the partner, whether such partner may be working partner or may be normal working partner. So 1,20,000 here. So when you add rupees 1,20,000 to 80,000, so you are going to arrive at 2 lakhs. So this 2 lakhs is nothing but what we call as book profit. So now from the book profit we should deduct the remuneration which is allowable to working partners. So you write here less remuneration to working partners as per section 40B. As per section 40B. So I will rub this one here. I request all the students to manage as the problem is very lengthy. So now first let us record the actual remuneration here. Remember here in this problem both the partners are working partners. So actual remuneration I will write in short. So it is Divya 60,000, then Kavya 60,000, total this 1,20,000 which is actual. I will write here actual. So now this actual remuneration should be compared with the maximum remuneration. So you let me write down here. So maximum remuneration as per section 40B. As per section 40B. So now the provisions as per section 40B here is on first rupees 3 lakhs 90% of book profit or rupees 1,50,000 whichever is higher. So now let me write down here on book profit of rupees, we have arrived at book profit rupees 2 lakhs. So on book profit of rupees 2 lakhs 90% of 2 lakhs, that comes to 1,80,000 or rupees 1,50,000 whichever is higher or more. So that comes to 1,80,000. So this is we have arrived at the maximum remuneration. I will write here max. Dear students, we should compare the actual remuneration with the maximum remuneration. So whichever is less is allowed. So let me write down here. So actual of rupees 1,20,000 or maximum of rupees 1,80,000 whichever is less. So that comes to rupees 1,80,000. Dear students, we have arrived at the 2 lakhs as the book profit. So 2 lakh, sorry, I'm very sorry. So 1,20,000 or 1,80,000. So that comes to 1,20,000. So this 1,20,000 should be deducted from the book profit rupees 2 lakhs. So that comes to 80,000. This is what we get here, income from business. So let's record in the total income column. So let us write down here income from business here. This you can also write in the block letters so that the evaluator can easily come to know. So now let us continue with the other here, other heads of incomes. So the next head we have got capital gain here. So capital gain. So in the capital gain, now let us look into the additional information. The securities sold on 31st of 12/2016 for rupees 60,000 were purchased on 1/5/2016 for rupees 40,000. That means here there is a profit of rupees 20,000 which is already credited to the income and expense account, which is given the problem. Remember here, dear student, this is a short term capital gain. So you write here as sales of securities, that is we have given as rupees they are sold at the rate of rupees 60,000 less cost of securities, which is given as rupees 40,000. So 60,000 minus 40,000, that comes to 20,000. This is what we get here, short term capital gain. This is credited to the income and expense account. And at the same time, you see there is a loss on sale of the plant of rupees 2,000 which is debited to the P&L account. So this we can easily set off here. So you can write here less set off of short-term capital loss on sale of plant. So on sale of plant, so it is given as how much here? Rupees 2,000. So 2,000. So 18,000 we have got the income under the head capital gain. So this is a short-term capital gain. Remember, dear students. So let us record in the total income column also. Now we have got another head of income, that is income from other sources. So income from other sources. Income from other sources, I write in short OS. So where we have got interest from bank on FD. So which is given as rupees 10,000 only. So 10,000. So this is 10,000. So write down here also 10,000. So when you take up the sum here, 80,000 plus 18,000, 98 plus 10, so 1,08,000. So 1,08,000. This is what we call as a GTI. So less deduction under section 80. There are no deduction under this 80 in this problem. So 1,08,000 is the total income of the firm here. Thank you.